Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Sparking with Lovely. I hope you guys are doing well mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. I just pray that you guys are doing well out here in the world, this crazy, crazy world. I had seen that London, the little girl who I had talked about, rest her soul, that she would have been celebrating her 18th birthday the other day. So happy birthday, baby girl in heaven. Rest in peace. Send comfort to your loved ones and let them know that you are resting in peace. I pray for her mama. I pray for her family. Y'all, just to recap on, some of my former videos, I told you guys that, the they have kids that be aware of your surroundings, be aware of who you entertain in self, in person, and on the phone, social media. Be careful who you entertain, because we are ambassadors for Christ. We are ambassadors for the world. And, it's important that we have spiritual awareness, mental awareness. If something is going on with you, make sure that you go get yourself checked out. Make sure that, you do not ignore the signs. Just like we go check out our car. I just had to put 2 new tires on my car. I had to get my brakes changed and an inspection sticker. Just like we maintenance our vehicles, we have to maintenance ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We get the signs, just like when we in a bad relationship and we see the red flags, and we tend to ignore them. I'm not on here preaching to you guys. I'm just telling y'all what works for me. We cannot ignore the red flags in relationships. We cannot ignore the red flags. We cannot ignore the red flags when it come on for our vehicles, and we cannot ignore the red flags in our bodies. Because we only get one body. If your head is bothering you and it's been longer than X amount of time, go get yourself checked out. Go do your blood work. Get yourself maintenance every year so you can see what's going on with yourself. And, I'm not on here, trying to tell y'all what to do. I'm just simply telling y'all what works for me. You know, at work, I try to be the light, on my job. I try to be the one to encourage people. And sometimes I need that same encouraging. And when I need that same encouraging, I tend to, watch my girl Quinn. I tend to watch, us that's out here pushing it. I tend to watch the young man, Bubba Chapman. He's spina bifida. Whenever I need a lifting up, of course I go to God in prayer. But sometimes I need to pick me up that people is going through real life stuff. So with people that's going through real life stuff, I tend to tap into their channels. It's Cashmere, the young lady that was born with no arms. Oh my God, she's awesome. I tap into her channel. This girl know how to crack eggs with her feet. I, I, I don't have no reason to complain when I tap into It's Cashmere channel, and she boosts my self-esteem of, as far as you could do it. We can get it done. We have to get it done, y'all, by any means necessary. Here I'm in my local Walmart, shopping to order, probably before work or after work. I don't know, but I'm getting it done. If I work, I probably do one order in the morning and 2 or 3 when I get off from work, depending on what time I get off. But yeah, y'all, we have to keep pushing. We have to be aware of our surroundings. And we can't take light to the things that's going around us. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of hoarse because we had graduation. Whoop, whoop, to my daughter. She made it. She walked across that stage. Like I said, I'm trying to push all these old videos out, and then I'll be glad to, get in the real deal as far as, showing my face. I'm trying to show my face a little bit more. Like I said, y'all, recapping on my last video, be resourceful, try to save your money because we do not know what's going on, try to save your money any way you see fit. You know what I'm saying? Do small couponing. Like I said, the grocery stores, save on, the little things that you need to save on. Toothpaste. Y'all shouldn't be paying full price for toothpaste. Y'all shouldn't be paying full price for laundry detergent. Y'all shouldn't be paying full price for clothes. I just left out of Walmart. They got all kind of clothes, $2 and $3, little shirts and stuff like that. I try to use a coupon or % off everywhere I go. Cause guess what? This world don't owe me nothing, and I don't owe this world nothing. So I try to be smart. And I ain't been like that. I'm just getting awareness about that the last 7 years or so. Slowly. I mean, it don't happen overnight. It don't happen overnight. It's some practice that you got to do. Even eggs. I was on the Ibotta app, and at one point they was giving $2 and $3 off of the eggs that was expensive. I see a lot of YouTubers, they getting chickens and stuff. I don't have a fenced in yard, so I'm not worried about chickens and stuff like that. Whenever the good Lord bless me with that type of stuff, I'll be able to get me some chickens, okay? But until then, I do save on the back end to where when I do have to buy eggs, it don't hurt. But let me read. I always try to read a little something to y'all. And this is just out of my little daily devotion. And it reads, I've learned that a renewed mind is present focused. Please help me remember that you are always near, and train my mind to seek you in every moment, in every situation. Sometimes I find reminders of your presence in my surroundings. That's so true, y'all. A lifting bird song, even the little birds chirping, y'all. That's a blessing. Someone's smile, a golden sunlight, even sometime the rain, At times I draw inward to find you in my spirit, where your spirit dwells. I know the most important place to search for you is in your word, of course. As I seek you and communicate with you, you transform me. And I thank God for that. He's doing a new thing in you. He's doing a new thing in He's doing a new thing in each of us. So we have to tap into that. And another thing, y'all, if y'all know something, teach it to somebody. You cannot hold all that information and, you cannot hold all that information and to yourself. If you know something, if you got some knowledge and some wisdom, pass it along. It don't help you to keep it all for yourself. Go ahead and give that to somebody else, baby. Everybody need what they call it, dropping a dime. Drop a dime on somebody. Next time, you might know how to fix a car or something on the car. Like I know how to coupon. I try to tell my coworkers, I give them little tips and stuff. Any little thing that you know how to do, pass it along to your fellow friend if they interested. I ain't saying just go impute on them and, just dropping a whole bunch of stuff. But if you know how to cook, you got to teach your children how to cook. Let it start at home. You know what I'm saying? I know I blab a lot, but that's I'm just telling y'all what worked for me. You know, uh, the word says, "Do not conform any longer to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God will is for your life. It's good, pleasing, and his perfect will." And that comes from Romans 12:2. Like I said, share the knowledge. Health is wealth. Knowledge is wealth. You know what I'm saying? You might not be rich in money, but you might be rich in math. You might be rich in saving. You might be rich in, your hands, skills. You might be rich in, showing somebody how to crochet, showing somebody how to make a good meal. All you got to do is master 3 or 4 meals, and your household is complete. You pass it. You might put rice with it. You might put potatoes with it. And I know I'm all over the place, you guys, but I'm just telling you guys what worked for me. Now, this here shop had me confused, Shay, because I had to get a pregnancy test and some tampons. So I guess she was going to be prepared either way. But anywho, congratulations would be in order if the young lady is pregnant, because like I say, I had to get some tampons and a pregnancy test. That's what we doing right here. We walking to the case to go get the pregnancy test. The people steal all kind of stuff. No telling. But I had to go find somebody to open up this case for me to get this pregnancy test. But yeah, like I was saying, you guys, tap into your resources. Be resourceful. Find out. If you don't know something, find out. Google it. Ask your locals. The summer is coming up. They got camps for the kids. You might not even have to pay for them, depending on what city you from. I know when my kids was growing up, baby, we was in camps. Do you hear me? Because I always had to work and still working. So we was in camps. Y'all see that? Pregnancy test and tampons. There you go. Plus the bread and a little face wash. But, help people. Don't just have that knowledge and you not willing to do anything with it, But we bagging this up, and we gonna take this over to the house, to the young lady or the young woman that's involved with this right here. But yeah, y'all, we have to be helpers of one another. And I understand, some people don't even want help. They don't even bother to help you. But I still try to help people, because that's just who I am. You know what I mean? Because we have to be ambassadors. We have to be ambassadors. One hand helped the other. And I like how Life After 50 or Life of 50, she sparks too. And she had put a collab together where she had a bunch of sparkers or door dashers collab together, and she let them do like a little 60-second video. That was so nice of her to do like a little 60-minute video of all of them collabing together. And that, she was helping them. They got together, they did it, and it came together nicely. I really enjoyed that video. I need to go back and watch it so I can subscribe to some of their channels or whatever. But once again, I just wanted to stop by and share that information with y'all. Just a little recap. I didn't have much. Once again, happy birthday to London in heaven. She would have been 18. We are getting this dropped off. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good day. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for the love and the support. Talk to you later. Bye.